If you'd like to improve your balance and stability on your feet, whole body vibration plates can be a great tool. There's all kinds of evidence that whole body vibration can improve balance in seniors. But this video isn't about the research, it's a how-to video. So I'm going to show you a couple exercises and how to get started. Now you saw I was standing on one leg, but that's not the place to start, particularly if you have difficulty standing on one leg on the floor. First, you just want to get used to the feel of a vibration plate. Now with normal balance exercises, the closer you place your feet together, that narrows your base of support and it makes it harder to balance. The wider apart you place your feet, the wider your base of support is, so the harder it is to fall to one side or the other. But you'll note on a vibration plate, because most vibration plates go up and down like this, the wider you spread your feet out, the higher the amplitude is. So practice standing with your feet close together, just working on balance. But in the center, there's not a lot of amplitude here. On the sides, you'll feel it go up and down. And I would unlock your knees just slightly. This will make your muscles work in your quadriceps and in your glutes. You'll really feel it just standing with your knees slightly unlocked. Next, we're going to progress to more balance type exercises. Now, because it's going up and down like this, you can start shifting your weight from one side to the other. I wouldn't be completely on one end or the other. Your feet kind of spread about shoulders width apart. And then slightly shift your weight over towards one side, and you'll feel the glute muscles on this side kick in. You may also feel a shift in how the plate is vibrating because the weight's more on one side of it than the other. And then shift over to the other side and slowly load weight over on that other leg. Now, if you feel like you can get over onto one leg or mostly onto one leg, that's great. Or just leave a toe touching if you have to, but progress to where you're able to pick your leg up. Now, the other thing you can do with vibration plates, because they're going like this, is you can turn side to side. And again, when you're in the center, there's not a lot of amplitude of motion. As you move more towards one end or more towards the other, I think I stopped it there. Speed it back up. And you'll notice when I'm on the back end here, you'll probably start to hear just a subconscious change in my voice or change in my breath. This really kind of vibrates you when you're on the back end because it's really bumping your heels up. It's not as noticeable on the front because your toes kind of come up like this and you absorb the shock a lot more. But when you're back with your heels on the edge of the plate, it really kind of vibrates you. Now, this is particularly important for people with Parkinson's disease because most people with Parkinson's disease have either forwards or backward falls, not side to side falls, and more commonly than not, it's going backwards, which should actually be a little bit more on this end where it's shifting you back that way. But this works on your front to back balance. Now we're going to step towards the sides of the plate and just go down into a little deeper squat. Now this isn't necessarily a balance exercise, but it does build up your quadricep and glute strength and go down into as deep of a squat as you feel comfortable going, and then just hold that for an isometric for 10 seconds. So we're going to hold down there and the plate will shift you side to side and you're just trying to hold steady. And then stand back up. And then you'll come down again and hold for an isometric, hold about 10 seconds, and then come back up. Now this is also particularly important because many people have falls when they're on stairs, pushing up or down. And we'll progress to doing this on one leg, but I want you first to just get confident going into that squat position when you're on two legs. Then you can make it a little bit more dynamic, just going up and down like that. Next, we are going to step off the plate, and then we're going to work on doing a step up. Now again, when your foot is in the middle of the plate, there's hardly any side-to-side vibration. So stepping up like that and back down is almost just like stepping on a stair. But if you put your foot slightly off center, you'll have a lot more side-to-side wobble, and then you have to control the side-to-side motion a lot more. Now, if you do have trouble just stepping up and down on a stair, this may not be the first thing you go to. Practice the other exercises, practice doing a step up on the stair, and then progress to being able to do a step up on the plate. By the way, you can change the speed of different vibration plates. This one has 120 different speed settings, so you can see the difference. I'm turning it up to pretty close to the maximum now. And then if you move your foot slightly more out to the side, that makes it a little harder to balance. You'll see even I can't really balance all the way on the end like that. So go somewhere slightly off center and then step up, and then you'll repeat with the opposite side, stepping up and down like that. I'm going to stop it for a second. This machine actually has a side-to-side vibration, which a lot of plates don't. But that's really good for balance, especially in that forward-backwards direction that I mentioned before, because it'll actually translate you side to side, not just up and down like this. So I'm going to change the mode here, and we'll start it. And now you'll see it's kind of going side to side like this. We'll ramp up the speed a little bit. By the way, while we're getting going with this, this is the Break 4D vibration plate. If you were wondering, I'll put a link down in the description below. So now we can turn this back, and you have that forward to backwards. I mentioned this is particularly important for people with Parkinson's disease, especially falling backwards. Do use a spotter. Have someone around if you're concerned about falling. But this is a really great exercise, and you can amp up the speed or intensity as much or as little as you want. So this is the forward backward shifts. Again, we're going like this time, not like that. And just holding that position. Now, if you can progress up to doing that on one leg, you can certainly do that as well. And then we can do the other exercises that we did before, putting feet together. Now you've got a narrow base of support, and it's shifting you this way. So this is a little bit harder than it was when you were standing in the center when the board was going like this. So now it's shifting you side to side like that, and you have to maintain your balance against that side to side shift. Next, we'll space out just a little bit and shift to one foot, and now it's pushing this way, and you're trying to balance on one foot. Again, if you can't completely go to that right away, leave a toe down or only take as much pressure through that other leg as you have to, and leave it slightly touching down so that you can be successful and don't fall. And again, it is probably a good idea to have someone else around while you're doing this the first time. And then move to the other leg, shift balance over, and then if you can, work up to balancing on one leg. You can do the squats again here. This isn't quite as hard. You can see it's really just shifting you this way. So this isn't nearly as hard when you're squatting as it was going side to side like that. But if you do the step up with your foot in the center, it's a little different now because it's moving you side to side like that. And then going up and down with the other leg as well. Now, another thing that you can do on here is heel to toe raises. Going up like that, and then down like that. Up like that, down like that. You'll notice this is a pattern going forward and backwards. The shift is side to side. So as you can imagine, it'll get harder when you start going up on your toes and then coming back on your heels. Going up on your toes and then coming back on your heels. If you're really good at it, you can even start to lift your toes up off the plate, but again, don't go backwards. So make sure you're keeping safety in mind first. Only challenge your balance as much as you feel safe going. Going up on your heels, just down to flat foot if you need to. So those are some balance exercises that you can do on a vibration plate. Again, I'll put a link to this one down in the description below. And if you'd like to check out some of my other vibration plate videos, I'll put those over here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.